What's up guys, welcome back to the next video in learning Python. My name is QDS Danny and you guys watching my channel Koraiwood. Okay, so after the list, the next one is we're gonna show you what is tuple, or some people pronounce as a tuple. So tuple or tuple, I pronounce as a tuples are a number of values separated by comma. So whatever you guys put it there in a tuple, you guys put a parenthesis around it, and you guys can say this is a parenthesis. And keep in mind, I'll put this background dark so you guys don't get bored. Okay, so tuples are a number of values separated by commas. So, values, or you can call it elements as well. Like list, our strings, tuples are positionally ordered collection of objects, so they are in position, and the positions are from the left to right. Just keep in mind, just like strings and lists that we've seen that previously. Tuples is defined by putting a comma separated values inside the parentheses. So just keep in mind that whatever you guys do here, that's the tuple name. You guys put your tuple name, you guys gonna put a parenthesis, and the difference is that with the list you guys gonna put a brackets here. With this one you guys can put your parenthesis here, and you don't put anything here at the end. You don't put anything with the Python. That's not a C style language, so this is different. So tuple is like you could put your items, you be it strings, integer, float, whatever you guys are gonna put, because it's objects. And we said again that everything is in Python is objects, so you guys can put your item. That's what we call item or value, just any value. Okay, so and the next one is tuple contains element which can be treated either as an individual or as a group. So we have elements inside. You guys can treat that as individual, or you guys can treat it as a group, and we're going to show you how. The elements can be of any type and need to not to be at the same time as each other. So it can be at the same type. It can be any type. In a string, you guys seen that one, that everything has to be character, but not the case with tuples. You can put it anything here, like it's objects, like a list. We've seen that in the list you guys can put anything. You guys can put a string, and the next one you guys can put a float, and the next one you guys can put a number. You can put anything here. And keep in mind that tuples are immutable. Elements cannot be changed, just like strings, that order sequence of elements. So tuples are immutable, order sequence of elements, and you cannot change it. And when you guys do the indexing, it's a lot easier, as we've shown you guys with the list, how we're going to index our list. Okay, so index means that if you guys doing something, it's going to be, say this is index 0 in computer, and you guys going to put this index 1, and say this is going to be index 2. That's how you're going to go all the way to the index n. So you guys can see this one is going to be index n. So that's how the indexing is. And you can put your first of all, you guys needs to put the tuple name, any tuple, month, year, date, whatever, your birthday, my birthday. You guys can put a bus, motorcycle, or any objects you guys like. In my case, I just put it year, month, tuple, so it's gonna go all the way from January, February, March, all the way to say December. So if you come here, you guys can put your empty tuple. You guys can put it empty. So if you put it empty, and you guys put it not this one, you guys can put parentheses. Now it's empty. So when you put it empty, it means there is nothing inside, so it's empty. But if you guys want to put a type, say if you want to put a type of the, say, empty, what is this empty? If you guys see that, and it's gonna, Python's gonna tell you that this is the type of tuple, as you've seen here. That's a type tuple. If you guys want, I'm gonna make it a little bit big because this area is finished. So that's the type of tuple. If you guys want to find the type, even though this one is empty and there is nothing here, it doesn't have any elements or anything inside, but it's still the type tuple, because Python sees this. Because you guys, the first condition is you guys put the name, the second condition is you guys needs to put this equal sign, and the third condition you guys needs to put parentheses, even though there is nothing inside here, but Python sees this as a tuple because this is a tuple. And you guys can put a, say, year or month, month of the year. For example, if you guys can put a same type, you guys can put a say Jan, not a Jev, Jan. I'm too lazy to put all, so I'm gonna put a Jan, Feb, March. So we put a April, we put a May. Okay, we go till May, or we can go to say June, for example. We can't go to all the way there because that's a lot of typing, so I don't want to type a lot. So here we have January, February, March, April, May, June. So if we put here, if we come here and say all the way to the end, and when you guys go to year, it's gonna be the January, February, March, all the way. Say, so if you put a type of the year, say what type is it, and it's gonna tell you again that this is a tuple. So you guys know this is a tuple. The tuple can be say year, for example, or for example month. You guys can do say 1, then you can do 2, 3, 4. For example 4, you guys can do this. As you've seen the case here, we use all these single quotes, double quotes, or single quotes. You can see in Python outputting the single quote, and now we're putting say a month all the way from 1 to 4, for example. But if you put a type month, it's going to be 1 to 4. If you go to put a type of the month, and it's going to tell you that this is a type tuple, but it is a type. So how about if we do day, and you don't put a parenthesis, so we're going to put day 1, for example. Day, we put a say morning, then we can do afternoon, say this, then you guys can put evening, for example. And when you do day, and it says then even though you guys didn't put anything here, and it says that it's morning, afternoon, and evening. And when we do type of the say day that we just typed, what type is it? And it says that's a type tuple. So we have 3 types here, as you guys observe here. The first one is that we put all the literal strings here, and we put a year, January, February. I'm going to make it a little bit bigger so you guys look at here. So the first one, if you guys seen here, we've got a January, February, all the way to June. And when we type here and we say that what is the type, it says the type tuple. The second one, we just put all the numbers here and we inquire what type is this. We put all the output, all the numbers, and we've seen that when it's a type month, and Python says it's a type tuple. The third one, as we've said, we didn't put anything around it. There is no parentheses around, and we put it there, and the Python put a parenthesis for us, just like this one. And now we ask the Python what type is it, and this Python says it's a type tuple. So there is 3 types. You guys remember in tuple, that's the first type you guys going to see. That's the second one is you guys going to see, and that's the third one. You guys can mix it together. Say you guys can put a mix. Say you guys can put the first one, we put a double, and we put a wood, for example. The second one is we're going to put a 145, which is the integer. The third one, which we're going to put a single quote, we put a single, which is single quote. And the fifth one, we got a 500, say put a 88, that's float. So when we go and mix, and we're going to see that's Python's got no problem with this one because it's a sequence from left to right. As I said to you guys here, it's tuples like a list, and strings. Tuples are positionally ordered. So as I put it here, like lists and strings, tuples are also positionally ordered collection of objects. So you guys, what I mean here is that you guys are going to look at your position. That's a 1 position, that's a 2 position, that's a 3 position. So there is a position involved here. So it is from left to right, just like we've seen in string, just like we've seen in list. So it's a positionally ordered collection of objects. So it's, if you guys look in here, is positionally ordered collection of objects. As you guys see, there are different objects, but if you guys want to put a type, and what you guys do, things we might get if you put a mix here, and it says that's still type tuple, because you guys going to see, even though we put a different ones, we still seen that this is a type tuple.